Hello, and welcome back to a magical playthrough of Lands of Lore, the Throne of Chaos. So, King Richard has sent us off on a lovely quest to go and get the Ruby of Truth, because an evil witch called Scotia has a shape-changing nether mask, which is actually a ring and not a mask. It's Gladstone Keep not pretty. I do like a lot of the pixel art in this game. They've gone to a lot of trouble to make the game as pretty as possible, considering the time it was done. Now, I'm going to be going around a lot of these levels and making sure I go pretty much everywhere and picking up everything. Partially because it means that you end up with a complete map, so I can figure out where on earth I'm going, because sometimes the maps get a little bit confusing. But also because the more stuff you have, the more chances you have to essentially get through the later parts of the game. Even things like picking up rocks from the floor are useful for depressing pressure pads in dungeons, and just having a lot in your inventory, you can just keep throwing things at your enemies whilst also fighting them with your sword. What could a beautiful young woman be doing on a road like this? What could she be doing here? Suspicious. Excuse me, lad. Are you with King Richard? I need to get into the keep. I don't know why I'm doing her in this voice. And I have forgotten the password. May I go with you? Sorry, miss, but these are dangerous times. Yeah, I'm not just going to give you the password. Oh. Timid, am I? Timid? See, now we know she's the crow. She's the raveny crow thing. So why don't we go back and warn the guy? He wouldn't listen anyway. So there's the marina, so that's where we're going to go in order to get to the Southlands. But no time to make mud pies now. Hey, you, I'll be taking my knee. Well, this is nice, you get the options, but yeah, I'm never going to do anything but fight shapes like this. I think it's also good to especially in games like this, to choose fight to start off with, because it helps you level up and obviously makes you stronger for later on. Which the combat in this game, although not the most difficult, it is sometimes tricky, especially in later levels. So leveling up as quick as possible now is like, I always think it's worth it. Attack these guys. Having issues. Right, so the perfect example, if I can just start chucking stuff now, and I'll already start with damage before they even get to me. I suppose I could use one of these things too. Magic. Because again, magic is not something my character's good at, so if I do more of it now, I'll level up quicker, which is cool. Nice using our Wicker Man moment there. Not the bees! Anything but the bees! So, yeah, maybe we'll go and check out the cave. Now, this is kind of, to me, what I think, oh yeah, resting is good for just, if you get a good moment to do it when you're low on health. It's perfect. But I love going to the caves and things, because it's kind of what it feels like the whole square by square movement thing is made for, is dungeons. Like in a forest, in theory, you could just squeeze through the trees and go anywhere, so going square by square seems kind of odd, but doing it in dungeons is just perfect. Rocks. There is a slightly tricky thing of obviously your limited amount of textures that you tend to come across. So a lot of these dungeons look very, very similar, and later on they get very complex. My land check, which is fun. But when they get complex later on, you just can so easily get lost. And again, as I say, that's why I try to be a bit of a completionist with the map. haven't played this in a good long while, but I've played it a few times since I initially played it when I was a kid. So playing it later in life, I got really far in the game, and never got around to completing it again. So this time, hopefully, as part of a Let's Play, I'd like to play it all the way to the end, but I may take little breaks. Press that one. Yeah, I might take little breaks just so I can do other games and things, because obviously can't just continue doing this one over and over again, not get anything else done with my life. Why is that not? Apparently I need all the heavy things. That was not what I wanted to do. I have to go with that. Oh wait, isn't there a... Oh, that's not gonna work. Trick to this time. Okay, go on. So yeah, not intending for this to be boring. I'll try stones. Because stones should work. No? Want all my weapons? There we go. Here, and stones. Because they're apparently tiny stones are heavier than maces. Why is that not like that? There must be a trick to this, and I'm being... Yeah, here we go. You know, I was forgetting something. It's been a while. I can't remember everything. I use the next key and treasure. The lockpicks are so worth getting earlier on because there are so many chests and things, and finding all the keys I always struggle with. So having lockpicks, having to just spam lockpick until it actually opens things, kind of useful. Get my mason dagger. It's everything, isn't it? Hey, everything. But yeah, this. I was thinking about the beginnings of things like Dungeon Master and Eye of the Beholder and games like that, and how you got more of a selection on the starting character that you had, because you'd end up with a place full of portraits, but you were choosing characters from portraits rather than a collection of a few people who the king is choosing from, essentially, of who will serve him on this quest. So I kind of liked this game's approach, and rather than having to worry about who was stood at the front of your four-character party. Oh, hello, Warthog. Goodbye, Warthog. You can just, in this one, it's just you have a party and they, I presume, stand in the best way possible. It was, I suppose, a more simplistic approach for Lands of Lore, and because it was more focused on real-time combat, it made sense doing it that way. Nothing wrong with the 4x4 grid. It's nice seeing it in Legend of Grimrock recently, where they've done next-gen graphics on an old style of gameplay. So I'm kind of hoping more stuff comes out like that with this old style of gameplay, where the mechanics are all solid. Yeah, we'll go to the Southland. I have no money because I have a writ from the king. That's right. She's a snooty lady. There. Hurry and get on the boat. I will. But yeah, it's nice that there's kind of next-gen thing. I'm hoping they do more next-gen versions of this old-style gameplay, because the mechanics work, the gameplay is solid. So they could just tell more realistic stories and better stories and have better visuals to go with that story. I don't know. That just appeals to me as a player. I'm wondering how interesting this is to watch. I mean, I know there's things like there's the lot of the pixel art's been really well done, and there's obviously things like the audio is really good. And for me, watching videos of old games like this, I've got all the nostalgia that goes with it and the memories of playing them. But for people who've never played stuff like this, it makes me wonder if this is an interesting game to watch, or if it's just real boring. Obviously, I hope it's not boring. I hope it's just a bit of a giggle. I did like the fact that the Southland forests are visibly in colour palette and style of trees different from where you start in Gladstone, and it's oh, orcs. Kill the orcs. They throw stones at you. How brutal would that be? You get into a sword fight with someone and then you get killed by a stone to the face. Can't even be bothered to slice you. I'm just gonna chuck stuff at you until you die. Yeah, unless I get killed first. Health. How do I? God, lizard. Why can't I activate this? I'm having issues today. Excuse me for having issues. There we go. Kill the thing, kill the thing, kill the thing, kill the thing. Giant lizards. These things are rough as well. Not only do they attack you for quite a lot of damage, and they're quite tough to kill, but in addition, if they get you right, they steal your weapon. So suddenly you're punching. Which, obviously is not going to do that much good against a giant lizard. I'll just punch it. It's like punching a shark. People say, like, if a shark comes to attack you, if you punch it on the nose, it really messes with its senses. I want to meet the person who tried this. The person who just thought, well, I've got one chance, really. You know, I've got nothing else to lose. I may as well just punch it. This might be one of the planet's greatest predators, a shark. But you know what? I'll just punch it. It'll be fine. It'll be great. I want to meet the person who got away from that. Just going, yep, that's right. Punch the shark. You would feel like on cloud nine. Don't think it would work quite the same way with a giant lizard though. Just kind of try and punch it and then your hand is gone at the forearm. I suppose then you bleed in its eyes or something. Not the best tactic in a fight, let's be fair. Bleeding on your enemy. Okay, well this is where we're going, but I know there's more to explore. It does look like trouble, and in order to deal with trouble, we need a little bit more firepower, a little bit more reinforcements. As the game progresses, you'll probably notice me getting less thorough, either through a lack of knowledge of where I'm going, or just because there's only so thorough you can be before you just get I'm still being punched. Oi. Quit it. Time for the bees. Die. Good old bees. Just want to superimpose Nicolas Cage's face upon them. It's handy. Replace what I spent. Perfect. I just always imagine when things like that, they just like have one of those pop-up tents. You know, where it's just a circle and you pull a drawstring and flick it out, pop-up tent, sit in it, and they just go straight to sleep. It's the most narcoleptic people ever. I hate those pop-up tents. They're never comfortable and they never go up right. For just a good old-fashioned tent. Okay, so I still need to explore the bottom right area. one thing I do think I really benefit out of games like this and old school first person shooters like Doom is a better sense of navigation. Like you tend to have to remember things like left, right, left, right, and like organized directions, that kind of thing. So I think that helps. So if you're trying to give someone directions, you have to be able to give it to them in take the first left, second right, that kind of thing, and it's worth doing it that way.